Dragon Ball should be our next series we should do. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in and select the characters and then do their updates. Let's go. Let's start this fighter update off with none other than Son Goku himself. Now, when it comes to the Dragon Ball characters in the game, I consider them to be very solid characters. In fact, Vegeta and Frieza are among one of the most solid characters in the game, I feel. Even before and after patches, they're still going to be solid characters. So the movesets here might make them more solid. Way more solid. Maybe more solid than they should be. But we're going to continue on. Let's start with Goku, blah, blah, blah. Kaioken, Super Saiyan 2, not a transformation? I'll explain. One-inch punch, Kaioken attack. Oh, I meant to say finish. And of course, True Kamehameha. And then Dragon Fist. As you just saw, Kaioken attack and Kaioken. Now, I don't think it would be named that. But I think if Goku is in a certain... like, let's just say he's in base form, you press that button, it's like a power-up. Basically, it's just a regular power-up. Maybe it slows down ki consumption a little bit. If he does that move while he's in base, he goes Kaioken. If he does that move while he's in Super Saiyan 2, he goes... Super Saiyan 2. I mean, Super Saiyan, my bad. And of course, Dragon Fist and True Kamehameha are done when Goku was Super Saiyan 3. Now, I might sound pissed off because I am about this. They have Super Saiyan Blue in here, which is not from the damn manga, but they wouldn't put Super Saiyan 3. That's originally from the manga. Like, come on now. Super Saiyan 3 is one of my favorite transformations. I'd rather that over Super Saiyan Blue, and it's not even in the game. So, yeah, having an alternate transformation as Super Saiyan 3 will be a wonderful update to Goku. Period. An alternate. Or just replacing Blue, I don't even care. If they just straight up replace it with Super Saiyan 3, I don't even care. I mean, you just saw True Kamehameha, Dragon Fist. Here's the thing about that. I know Dragon Fist is not canon, but when it comes to Dragon Ball, at this point in Dragon Ball's lifespan and period, when it comes to games and media, it doesn't even freaking matter no more. And the devs realize this. That's why you see Bulla's hair and Customizer and all that. Basically, that's all of his moves. True Kamehameha will work similar to Solar Kamehameha, but better. Dragon Fist will be his instant kill kind of move, possibly. His full awaken only move that I previously discussed in Jump Force Resurrection, being a possibility to have more incentive to do full awakening stuff. Yeah, so on to Vegeta. Now, y'all know that Vegeta's already a solid character, so what more can we add to make him even more solid? Well, take a look at this move. A double Gallic Cannon. Now, you may recognize this. Of course, I'm showing you. If you played Raging Blast 2, I could imagine this move being in the air and being done on the ground. And it's going to be a counter move to if someone dashes towards you. So it's going to be like a dash counter instead of a move counter. So if let's just say someone dashes to you and hits you, or dashes to you, like either one of them, Vegeta activates double Gallic Cannon. Now, this one, I'm showing you Majin Vegeta gameplay. Somehow, some way, you gotta include Majin Vegeta. And how would I and potentially the developers go about doing this? Well, here's how I think it should be implemented. Majin Awakening. I took in this name from the Rage of Blast games, but pretty much it goes like this. You press the button and you go into a Majin form. You get a little boost, and you have an M on your head. Basically, this means once you do this, this changes the properties of your moves for a little short while. So Gallic Gun is different. His Valley Blast is different. Maybe he goes into Big Bang a little shorter. Maybe even does a bigger Big Bang. Of course, his Inax is a final explosion. Goes well with that, of course, which I ultimately definitely needed to add as his other ultimate. And of course, just basically alters the moves, makes them stronger, and while all that's happening, I imagine I imagine his life going down a little bit. Of course, there's dirty fireworks as you saw, and I'm not sure what the full awakening would be for Vegeta, but he's pretty good as it is, even with those moves. So it's time to move on to Trunks. As you can see, Masako, my bad. Finish Buster, Burning Heat, and Inexperienced Power Up. If you're a big Budokai Tenkaichi 3 fan, or Tenkaichi fan in general, you know that I've kind of borrowed these names in. Basically, it's not guaranteed that will be these names, but basically to help you, the viewer, understand where I'm coming from. Definitely if you're familiar with Dragon Ball. So, Trunks in general, he's solid. But if they had to give him more moves, Finish Buster definitely has to be one of them. But I only put Masako there. Basically, if Gohan's not in the game, period, then Trunks will get Masako. And who knows, maybe, because there's an extra ability, as I discussed in Jump of Resurrection, maybe both Gohan and Trunks could have this move. Finish Buster, it could work very similar to Burning Heat, but it's not Burning Heat, my bad. We're not there yet. Burning Attack, but instead he jumps up a little bit and throws it to the ground, and basically this kind of does a shockwave attack. So it's pretty much offensive in that regard. That'll be a great add-on to Trunks and a great update to his versatility and his moveset. Burning Heat is just basically a big power-up. Doesn't really do anything Majin Awakening would do to Vegeta. Of course, Inexperienced Power-Up, where he goes Super Trunks. Now, they could do the same thing that they did with Torshiro and, have him be buffed up and his sword and jacket. So it's not much of an issue to do that. I think they did that before, maybe in Burst Limit, but it wasn't really big. But either way, it could be a cinematic, obviously. And that's it. I mean, for Trunks, there isn't much, but there is something. And I think these moves would definitely give him more of an edge in battle, especially Finish Buster, the way I described it. Jumping up a little bit and throwing it down, making a shockwave that can stop potential assist moves as well. Could be pretty damn good. And Masako, of course, a long-range move. Maybe a quick one doesn't do that much damage to stop people from charging from far away. That's how Masako could work in Jump Force. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything for his full awakening. I think that's pretty solid enough. For Trunks, of course, if you have anything to say, if you want to add any move for any of these characters, you can always. If you have any idea about it, any ideas of what you want, you would put, please comment down below. Now it's time to move on towards Piccolo. Now, Piccolo is solid. You know that if you face his, if you were against his special beam cannon online, you know that he's solid. Evil Assault is good. Very even moveset. I would say, except for Hellzone Grenade, it should be a lot better than what it is in the game. It's kind of shit. It's really shit in the game. I think it's shit. Everything else is fine. He's solid. He has his projectile. He has his combo. But how can we make him different? I say, let's change a few things. Demon Wave. Throwback to his father, of course. Having Demon Wave could be interesting. Could work very similar to Kamehameha, but the beam has to be different somehow, right? It could be a very fast beam, or it could be a follow-up added to the Hellzone Grenade too, for some reason. But I think Demon Wave great addition, especially if you're adding more Piccolo moves. I think it's a no-brainer. What's the next one? Paralyzed Beam. Now, he's done this in Budokai Tenkaichi games before. I think this move will probably be the best moves added here from what I think the developers do and what I would do. Because, first of all, if you do a Paralyzed Beam, you could instantly go into a special beam cannon, or if you had Hell Zone grenades set up everywhere, you could also do that too. The combos it has some potential combos with that. Of course, you just saw a proper version of Hell Zone grenade. If anything, it should be exactly, and I mean exactly, like Budokai Tenkaichi 3 Hell Zone grenade. Because the one in the game is so garbage, man. Like, once you get hit, it disappears. It shouldn't be like that, at the very least. Now, these two you may be confused by, the last two. Armor off, you start the game off with Piccolo's armor on. Just having the ability to take it off to give him a quick buff, that'll be perfectly good and acceptable as a move. Definitely you could do some gameplay mind games with that as well. Having that as an option would be nice. Change of Heart. These two names you probably don't even recognize, but Change of Heart is basically him going in front. Remember when he went in front of Gohan and the Saiyan Saga to protect him from Nappa's beam? That's pretty much what that is. So pretty much that's how it would work. He would just stay there, take the beam, and get killed. But the damage, it won't damage the rest of your teammates. I think that's pretty cool. Alright, getting into Cell here. Oh man, we're just skipping. We're just going to blast it into Cell. Cell's caught me by surprise by being in the game. His moves also caught me by surprise too. Pretty well done, but as you just saw, Death Beam Barrage, most definitely a thing I would add for him, especially if Frieza doesn't have it. And spoiler alert, Frieza is not going to have that move. So giving him a Death Beam Barrage and a projectile like that in the game really does help him a lot. But here's where things get interesting for Cell. Big Bang Crash, but wait a minute, Shintone. He used that in his second form. Why would he use that in his perfect form? He never did. Well, they gave him a Spirit Bomb in the other games, so they could probably slip up on that. They don't, they could probably, not slip up on it, my bad. Wrong choice of words. Probably let that slide a little bit, but there's a reason for that as well, there being two. As you can see, Cell Jr. attack. Now this will make him extremely versatile, I believe. Him calling out a Cell Jr. and then pressing an extra button, the Cell Jr. will do a quick Kamehameha or a special beam cannon that will automatically get you hold on to it a little longer. Basically on the special beam cannon. When it comes to Cell's final move though, Unforgivable. Definitely should happen. It's gonna take away all of his health. And here's an interesting feature that I think should be added. He actually reverts back down to second form. That's something unheard of. So having Cell, after doing that move, revert back to second form, so when he does moves like the Big Bang Crash, it actually is canon, of course. And also having the ability to transform to perfect form, that would be nice as well, because that's actually what really happened, as you know. On to Frieza. What can I say? Frieza's already solid, and these moves just make him even more solid. I won't let you escape, as you see here. Definitely a must. Works exactly as you see it. Probably does a lot of damage. It could potentially be his full awakening only move too, as it could instant kill. So do keep that in mind. Full awakening only technique definitely could be that as well. You will die by my hand. I'm sure you've seen Nova Strike and Psychosis. All these four moves right here will just make Frieza from good to barely broken. Now on to Majin Buu. Now with Majin Buu, I had to be really creative here. I had to really think, what can make him different? What can you use? What else is there for him to use, actually? So, of course, sleep and our regeneration, I think, would be a great move. Of course, it could probably take about 3 bars, maybe even 4, depending on how it's presented in Jump Force. The second move for him, Majin Capture, exactly as you see here. He did this exactly to the Great Majin Buu that everyone seems to forget that exists. Definitely will be devastating, especially when you use that with Vaporize or the other move, now Buu Mad. Flame Shower Breath. Now, I'm going to explain. Listen closely. Flame Shower Breath would be a reflection move, just as you saw the Great Buu did it. And the the final Chocolate Beam would be very cool too. If you block it, it reflects back onto the Buu. And that should be it for now. Hopefully, well, let's continue this. Let's go on to the next update. Let's go.